So the other day I wrapped up a series of mindshare presentations, and yesterday I went to make some phone calls, some follow-up calls, and I spoke to one guy. And he says, Dave, I'm really glad you called. Actually, I really enjoyed the sessions, and you made me realize that I am a procrastinator, him being a procrastinator. I said, well, wow, I'm glad you learned a whole bunch of stuff. Thanks for the great feedback. He says, I also had a question for you. He said those things about income producing activities, like predictable days with income producing activities, like I'm always talking about. He says, I'm not really there. He says, because like I'm trying to think about that. And he goes, if I'm not working on a deal, whether I'm doing a listing or a buy or whatever it is, if I'm not working on an actual deal, I don't feel like it's an income producing activity. So I stopped him. I said, so does that mean that everything you do with everybody, if it's not working on a deal, it's not producing income? He kind of he thought about it for a second. Then I stopped him. I said, let me ask you, is my call an income producing activity right now? And he thought about it. And I kind of interrupted and made it a rhetorical question, didn't really let him answer it. And I told him, of course it's an income producing activity. I'm calling you. I'm trying to build a know you, like you, trust you factor with you. I'm trying to build the mind share. The more you get to know me, like me, and trust me, there might be more potential for me to do some business with you. But if I don't achieve any of that with you, what opportunity do I have? So it's the predictable days with income producing activities and those calls, and you need to work your database, but most people don't really know what the heck to do. Make a personal call, make a business call, ask them for their email, their birthday, validate the email, let them know about the price of a property around the corner from them, those warm calls that I talk about instead of the cold calls, right? You're always building the mind share with the people you know. And we know, and I always tell you, mind share equals market share. So remember, every time you're talking with somebody, it's always going towards something. It's always building the bigger picture. We didn't paint the Mona Lisa in a day by throwing the can of paint at the canvas. Like I've said before, this is about the small little brush strokes to paint the bigger picture. Now, speaking of little brush strokes, we're game 4 tonight. Go Leafs go. We're up 2-1 in the series. I am so pumped. Let's do this.